Today is a really special day. Good morning everyone. Today is a really special day. I finally have my mobility scooter back, and today I'm going to take it for a test run and just see how healthy the batteries are. Ever since my transplant, I've been feeling like it's a journey of 3 steps forwards and 2 steps backwards, because my stamina and strength and fitness have just been so low for whatever reason. And I am hoping that using the mobility scooter as an adjunct to my recovery, it's going to be really helpful. So often on days like when I feel like I'm doing very little, next to nothing sometimes, I still need a few days to recover, even a week. And then on top of that, if I have to do some grocery shopping, some housework, walk Flame and Scout in the morning and do all those sorts of things, then all of a sudden I've used up all my energy reserves and I've overdone it, and I just can't do anything for ages. So I'm hoping that today will show that the scooter is good enough that I can do this one activity that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and that is to take Flame and Scout for a big long run and walk around Sydney Park, which is a local park which is about 2.5 kilometres around, and way too much for me to be able to walk on top of leg strengthening exercises at the gym and general house activities and things like that. And Flame and Scout have been wanting to do this for a very long time. Since way before transplant I wasn't able to do it. I used the mobility scooter a little bit back then to help with this sort of thing, which did help. And I've been a bit reluctant to use the mobility scooter, just thinking I can get my legs strong and I'd be able to walk again and do all the general activities I was able to do before. But it hasn't proven to be that, hasn't proven to be quite like that. So I'm going to give it a test run today and see how healthy the batteries are, and take you along with me, and hopefully it's going to be an absolute game changer. So I've made it down here to the oval, only about 700 metres, so let's take for a little drive around the oval and see how it goes. I'm going to crank up the speed a little bit, so really give the battery a good workout. And yeah, let me show you the oval and maybe take you for a ride. So here's the oval, and there's a nice footpath that goes all the way around, boardwalk, so let's give it a spin. So far I've done just on 3Ks and let me have a look at the battery. Not even a quarter used, maybe only an eighth, so possibly I might get about 20 k's out of it. I'm hoping. It seems to be going pretty well at the moment. I can't crank it up to full speed all the time because there's, as you've seen, there's runners and pedestrians walking around, and you know, I obviously don't want to run them over. Would be fun, but no. So I'm just taking my time going around and seeing, you know, just how it goes. I'll check in again maybe around the 8 to 10 kilometre mark and see how it goes. I managed to do 3 laps of the oval now. I have a feeling it's about 500 metres around, but fingers crossed. Looks like the batteries are good, and I'm going to get plenty of distance out of it just for future reference, so I don't get stuck anywhere. So it's looking good so far. I managed to do 10 times around the oval, and done about 5.5 k's, and I'd say the battery's maybe a quarter of the way, so looks like it's going to get quite a lot of k's out of it, so maybe even 20 k's. It's hard to say. I'm going to take it a little bit further, go around the streets now, and not just around the oval. It's getting a bit boring around the oval, but let's see what we can do. So, success. 16 k's, and easily about a quarter of the battery left to go, so another 5 to 8 k's left in the battery, and that's going to give me a lot of distance and a lot of coverage of things that I can do which normally would be way too far to walk. So a great morning of success with finding out what the battery can do, and stay tuned for more adventures on the mobility scooter.